Hey everyone, welcome to Holistic Lifestyle Tips, Getting Real About the Woo-Woo. I'm Becky Russell, owner of Hope Essential, a wellness company, and I have been practicing a holistic lifestyle for over 25 years. And I feel that it's served me well, and I want to share what I've learned along the way. And tonight is really exciting because I love to learn, and when I learn something new, I just have to share. So that's part of how this series started. I think a lot of people have misconceptions about holistic, what that means, who it's for, and it's really for anyone with an open mind about being proactive and preventative about their health. So I want to just share what I know, because a lot of people feel they don't have choices. They have to go the traditional route of treating disease instead of getting to the root of the cause of what is bothering you. And tonight I had another lesson planned, and because I myself am dealing with bronchitis and it just will not seem to go away, and the cough that accompanies it, I went in for my chiropractic treatment today, and I learned something new. And when I told Dr. Tim Dunne about my episode tonight and how, I wasn't 100% my best, and I would just, do the best I could, he offered to come on and join me. So, and explain the treatment, the different treatment we did today, to help me through this episode of bronchitis and the coughing. If you, I'm doing the oils, and I actually have been on the meds because I was really scared about my immune system being bad, being weak with all that's going on. So I didn't try to tough it out this time. I did take the meds, but I am not any better. And so I am just thrilled to learn about this new treatment. So I am I'm actually going to call Dr. Dunne, and he is going to talk about the treatment that he did for me, because I think everyone should know about this. And so it is actually, let's see here, make sure I have the right number here. It is called Thoracic Pump Technique. Hey, Dr. Tim. Let me see here. There we go. Got you on speaker.
Excellent.
Okay, so for my audience, Dr. Tim Dunne is my chiropractor. I have been under chiropractic care more than half my life. I saw one when I was pregnant and didn't want to be on the hard drugs, and for over 20 years then, and then found Dr. Dunne here in Tennessee. So do you want to tell them how pitiful I was when I came in today?
She was a bit of a challenge, folks.
So I am all about holistic, as is Dr. Dunne. And if you want to just tell us real quickly your background, and then share with them what this treatment is.
Thank you for having me on the line here tonight, folks. My background is that my wife and I are chiropractors. We've got 26 years of clinical experience. I've got a heavy background in functional rehab as well as functional medicine. And I've worked with the U.S. Olympics at different times, and I've worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger taking care of his athletes. This particular method that I teach and we perform in our office is an old osteopathic manipulation that was from the early 1900s or the late 1800s from Dr. Andrew Still, who was the founder of modern day osteopathy. It's called a thoracic pump, and it's a manual technique where we try to create a negative pressure in the thorax, in the lungs. And by creating a negative pressure, it pops open the lymphatic tubules, which look like little tiny hoses on the inside of the chest cavity. In creating this negative pressure, it drains the chest of any fluids or infections that may have built up. Especially during these trying times that we have, there's many people that want to reference the pandemic of 1918. And the chiropractic profession, as well as the osteopathic profession, were known as the drugless professions or the drugless hospitals. Our mortality rate in our hospitals was less than 2%, whereas the mortality rate during that time period in the drug hospitals, the allopathic models, was over 40%. And it was attributed to two things. One is the thoracic pump, clearing out the lungs of infection, and the other was the upper cervical spine manipulation that was performed by the chiropractors. So when we're looking at a time of being healthy, of taking care of yourself, and creating the life that you want, these are two techniques that, when put together, not only stimulate your immune response, but also remove the infection and any upper respiratory infection that may have built up over time. Here we look at healthcare 100 years later, and now we're able to do many other things. We now know the impact of sanitation. As it may sound funny, that was the biggest breakthrough that we've ever had in healthcare. There's proper cleansing, proper washing, proper preparation of food, washing our hands, those types of things. But now we also have things like essential oils, which Becky is a large promoter of. These different things, when you add them together, the goal is just to have your body functioning in a way that the Lord designed us to function. And in doing so, the chances of us getting sick drop dramatically. So if you want to research any of the things that I spoke of tonight, look up osteopathic thoracic pump, and you'll find quite a large library of that. So when we look at how are we dealing with these viruses that we have to first keep in mind that a virus is not going to be touched by antibiotics. A virus is simply something that your body has to manage and overcome. So let's give your body the tools that it needs and create the environment that your body needs in order to overcome these viruses. And there's so many things for us to talk about. Obviously, the chiropractic adjustment, the thoracic pump, but we're also talking about a diet where we want to minimize sugars, minimize processed foods, but we want to eat foods that are going to give us health, such as dark green leafy vegetables, many different types of vegetables, clean proteins, decent carbohydrates. In other words, there's a lot of vegetables that can give you carbohydrates versus the processed foods that are the bad carbohydrates. Supplementation-wise, we want to look at liposomal vitamin C. So picture a beach volleyball. That's a liposome. And if you can stuff it full of vitamin C, when it enters your gut, you'll get a higher dosage or a higher uptake of vitamin C. And this will benefit all of us. You can't just take regular vitamin C because there's a mechanism within your gut. It's kind of like an on-off switch that once you take too much vitamin C, it creates diarrhea, which many of you are probably familiar with. So by taking a liposomal vitamin C or by taking a sublingual spray of vitamin C, we're able to get a higher concentration. And that's what we're starting to see in our healthcare systems, is that we're starting to go to intravenous vitamin C and the impact that has with viruses, which is huge. So in many ways, we need to look at this outbreak that we have and say, what can we learn? What can we learn about things that we've done that are good? And what can we learn the things that we've done that aren't so good? And then we need to start tweaking those. And that's something that Becky and I talk about every time that she comes in. What are some of those different tweaks? What are some of those different things that can help guide us? So go ahead and chime in at any time, Becky. I feel like I'm just running off here. But
Oh no, I love it, and I know how hard it is for you to keep it short.
it is.
And it's hard for me as well, but I really appreciate this insight. I love learning new things, and like I said, having gone to a chiropractor for so many years, it just tickles me that there's always something new to learn. And I already feel a little better, and I'll be in Friday for another treatment so that I can really be my best here. And I'm so grateful for people like you who, are holistic and get to the root of issues, treat from the inside out. And so I thank you so much for joining me tonight.
I appreciate your time, folks. Just remember to help as many folks as you can. Love each other as much as you can. And let's get outside and enjoy this beautiful weather this weekend. Thank you all. Have a blessed night, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Good night. Okay, so we're almost out of time, but I selfishly wanted to share what I learned today. I have been trying to get ahead of this bronchitis for 2.5 weeks, and it's just been very hard. And so I love that I have another tool in my tool bag, and I've switched up some of the oils I've been using. A lot of people respond to specific oils. Those are the go-to. Those don't seem to be helping me this time around. So I am switching it up. So instead of lemon, lavender, and peppermint that are in Tri-Ease, which normally helps me to deal with all the seasonal threat symptoms, the congestion and, runny nose and all that. I have switched to making my own capsule of Melaleuca tea tree oil, lavender, and cilantro. So I just started that today, and already feel the sinuses feeling a little better than I had the treatment. So I think I'm onto something that's going to work this time for me. So you just have to be patient and have an open mind to alternatives. And I would love to know if you've heard of this treatment. Hey everyone, I had my guest on. I couldn't acknowledge you, but I'm so happy you're here. Paula, Patricia, Joan, Vicki, Alan, Shelley, Lindy, Liz, Mary, CJ, love it. Dr. Dunne is one of my favorite people here, and I'm so glad I found him here in Tennessee. And I just would love to hear if you have ever heard of this. Let me know in the comments, and I am going to also put in the comments later the link to my blog that has Dr. Dunne's contact information in case you want to learn more. And I want to help people with these health concerns, and in doing so in natural ways versus the medications. So not that all medications are bad, but let's not have it be a first resort, right? So till next time, choose you, choose natural, choose now, and check out my website for a lot of other holistic lifestyle tips. Take care.